Hi everybody, this is Ginger from In Sheep's Clothing Yarn Shop in Torrington, Connecticut, and this is a Focus on Fiber, episode number 2. So happy to be here with you today. I hope the lighting's going to be okay tonight. I was actually here earlier this afternoon, all set to do this, and then I realized that my phone was just about dead, so I had to get it charged up so we could start all over again tonight. So that's okay. So we have a nice quiet evening. It was actually this is in my shop, and it's a small little shop. I'm right on the street, and it's rather a busy street. So sometimes during the day it could be kind of noisy. So maybe it's better to do this in the evening. So we'll see how it goes. So if you're all wondering what I have on today, I am so excited with this piece. This is the Traveler Cowl by Andrea Mowry, and I love the colors. I just love it. It's so beautiful. I knit this in Noro's new Tassagora yarn, and it is a 60% wool, 20% silk, and I think a little bit of polyamide in it. Love. Look at the colors in this. I just love the colors. And I think if you could see the pattern, it's just a very simple ridge pattern. It has a nice I-cord on either side, which finishes it off beautifully. The pattern is available on Ravelry. She also has this available as a shawl pattern. So if you'd like to do it as a shawl size, you could also do that, but I love the cowl. Now, I will say that I have a lot going on here in the neck because I made it a little taller than I was actually supposed to. I was measuring the wrong side, but it's quite nice. I just tucked it on the inside. But somebody that has such a short neck, I could really get away with a lot less yarn. But still, even knitting as much as I did, I still managed. I had to go into a little bit of another ball of yarn, but I would not have had to do that if I had knit it the way I was supposed to. But anyway, so now this takes about 400 yards. This was a worsted weight yarn, light worsted weight yarn. You could also use a yarn like from Lang here. This is called Frida. This would be beautiful, and it's very nice and soft. There's another colorway in it as well. But anything in a multicolor would be beautiful in this. Not to say that you couldn't use maybe a Tweety yarn or even a solid weight. I just think that with the ridges, it really, and actually this is the pattern, and I believe that Andrea did her hand spun yarn, and she has multicolors in there. So I think it just works beautifully in a multicolored yarn. So I'm very, very pleased with it. It's nice and toasty, and it's so beautiful. So beautiful. I'm so pleased with it. So, and this is the Tassagora, and this was a 200-gram ball of yarn. There's something about this yarn that I really, really enjoy working with it. It's from Noro, and it's soft, and especially when you wash it, it gets even softer. It does not bother me. Somebody that really has a problem with any kind of wool, it might, but I like a little bit toothier yarn. Yes, we'll say it's a little toothier, as opposed to something like maybe the Barocco yarn, which feels a little softer. So, but I happen to like this type of yarn. I can enjoy, for those of you that don't know me yet, I can enjoy a beautiful soft alpaca, silk, but when it comes down to actually knitting with it, I do like something that just has just feels like wool to me. So, but that's how I started out with knitting with wool, and I just seem to keep liking that. So what I do plan on doing throughout these YouTube shows is I do want to do like a little tutorial. So I have been promising for a while, because I do a little show on Facebook Live on Wednesday mornings. It's called What's New Wednesday, like alliteration, and it's at 9:30 in the morning before I open up the shop, and I do a little half-hour thing. So what was I saying about that? So anyway, during that show, I've been promising that I would be showing how to do these afterthought thumbs that I like to do on my mitts or mittens. Now this one happens to be a felted mitt, and this is one of those that I did the thumb after. Now this is what it looked like before the felting, but there's my thumb. So what I'll do later is I'm going to show how I do the thumb, how I do it after, and all that, so that it's just a little something that I would like to show you how to do. So I will be adding those little things in, hopefully on a regular basis. Some little technique that would be helpful to you, something that might be in one of the projects that I'm showing you. And speaking of projects, I have another one that I finished that I want to show you. I'm so thrilled with. When I first saw it, I was scrolling through YouTube and I happened to see the tutorial for it. And I'm like, that is just too cute. I need to have, it's called the Emotional Support Chicken. And I just said to myself, I need to have one of these. I can't imagine not having one of these. So anyway, this is Penny the hen, and I had so much fun knitting this. If you are wanting to learn more about wrap and turns, short rowing, this hen is just chock full of wrap and turns, from the tail all the way to its head was just one total short rowing. So anyway, it's so super cute. Now I added the little shawl to it because I remembered when I was a kid, this brought back memories of Chicken Little, of the book, The Little Red Hen, and what's the other one? Henny Penny. And I know that in one of those books, one of the hens was wearing a little white kerchief like this that had little polka dots on it. I wasn't going to do the polka dots, but I just thought, oh, she needs to have a little kerchief on her. So anyway, I did that. And wouldn't this be cute if you were giving this as a gift to somebody? You can make a couple little kerchiefs for them. But it's so fun. And look, I just had such a fun, look at the little eyeball on it, one of those little safety eyes, little waddle on here, just adorable. So it was done flat. You started with the tail, and then what I did, you could either sew it or you could do a single crochet close. I did a 3-needle bind off on the right side to give it that little thing. And then I just did, it's calls for a worsted weight yarn, and I was feeling very, I was thinking about doing a black and white one, but then I thought, wouldn't it be fun to go ahead and use my leftover yarns from my stash. And I want to talk about stash because I saw the cutest thing on Instagram today that I wanted to share with you. So cute. And now I just remembered that I wrote the person's name down. I'll put it in the notes later because I can't remember it. I left the notes at home. But she came up with the cutest thing because I've always had a problem with the word stash. I don't know why. It just kind of like, I don't know. Don't you ever have words that just kind of just don't rub you the right way? Stash is always, I just never wanted to say stash. And, so lately I've been using the word because otherwise I just know what else to say. But she was saying, why should we say stash? Why should we be embarrassed of it? Why should we feel like it's a bad thing to have this yarn? And she suggested that we use the word collection. I love that. I love that word, a collection, and that we are the curator of our collection of all these leftover yarns. I love that Stephen West says as soon as you take the wrapper off your yarn, it's no longer, it becomes your stash yarn. It's part of your collection. So I just love how that sounds. So part of my collection. So I went through my collection and I managed to find some yarns. Some fingering weights that and DKs that I was able to put together. I had some Fika from some Barocco yarns I put together. some Noro yarns that I put together. This was Kakagori. And then this I just did, and they were all knit double. This I knit single, and it was Alba from Jody Long. It's just a little bit of everything. And then I also stuffed it with wool fiber. I had a bunch of wool roving, so she's stuffed with wool. She's made pretty much with all wool. And there's something about fiber. No, what's it called? Oh, the stuff that you use, fiberfill. You know, it's nylon, and it's whatever it is. And even when you fill something, I just feel like it just slides against itself. And I know it's supposed to be good for filling your whatever, your animals and things, but I needed to put wool in because I like the feel of natural fibers. So anyway, I'm so pleased with her. She's very, very cute, and I would have no problem at all making a second one. I had a group that was here on Thursday night, and they were talking about making a flock of them. Wouldn't that be cute? And you could do different weight yarns. You could have different sizes. I think that would be cute. But anyway, her little shawl or little bandana here, if you wanted to make one, I just started from the bottom up, cast on 3 stitches, did all garter stitch, made my little ridge up the back. I did yarn over increases on the center, and then yarn over increases on the side. So you had 4 increases every other row, and then when I cast off using a picot bind off. So it gave it a little something at the edge. So very cute. It made me very, very happy. My husband thought I was a nut when he saw the chicken. He couldn't believe I was making this chicken. But anyway, it's the little things that make us so happy. And I can't believe how many people are making these. So if you decide to make one, go through your scrap yarn and see your collection, your curated collection of yarns, and find something fun to make. Anyway, it was a lot of fun, and that pattern, I should actually tell you, you can find the pattern on Ravelry. It is by the Knitting Tree, LA. Annette Corsini was the designer for it, but there she is, emotional support chicken. So super, super cute. If you can believe it or not, but I can't believe it, but it's that time of year. We're in February, and spring yarns are already starting to come in. So I always get I always do a Noro yarn tasting, but Barocco also offers this great little yarn pack yarn tasting. They have 4 new summer yarns, and they're featured in here. And there's 6 yarns, but there's 4 that are new. And then what you get one of these little packs. You get the little sticker that's in there. You also get this wonderful catalog that shows all the new yarns in there. The new designs are all in here as well. And it's just a nice little thing to get. So you can get this nice little yarn tasting pack. And there's a coupon for 50% off a free pattern. So it's a nice little thing. And I do have that up on my website. And actually, I kind of went past all that stuff. I'll put it in the notes, but my website will be up there. I'll put links to all the things that I'm talking about tonight, as per usual for things on YouTube like this. So, and then also I have the new booklets for the new yarns that are available. So these are all coming up. So these little kits are available. I have them up on the website. And then I always do a little Sunday afternoon little yarn party where people can come in and can sit and knit and talk, and then we do a little show of the different patterns, and we talk about the new designs and the new yarns. So I'll have a date for that coming up very soon. And let's see, what else kind of went right through all this. I'm always working on a bunch of different things. I have a spring shawl that I'm working on, but I want to get a little more done on that before I show that. I am currently, once in a while, I get a customer that will come in and want something made. And I've learned not to do that because, like, especially sweaters, I just don't have that time. I'm busy making samples for the shop, so I just don't have time to be knitting for individuals. But I'm always a sucker when it comes to somebody, especially an older person that comes in that could be my grandmother. And this really sweet woman came in a while back, and she has great grandchildren that are coming along, and she always likes to give something handmade, but she doesn't do that kind of work. And the person that she had doing it is no longer available to do that. So she wanted to know if I could do that kind of thing for her. So far, I've made a baby blanket, I've made a baby sweater set. And the thing is, as long as it's something that can work up quickly, I'm happy to do this for her. So right now I'm working on yet another blanket, and I thought, you know what? I have this stitch pattern that I love to use. It's my go-to for mitts and hats, and I've decided, why not blankets? So it's a waffle weave pattern, and what I'm doing is I'm using an encore doubled, and here we go. She wanted something neutral. The mother is not the mother to be does not want to know what the baby's going to be, so we're doing a neutral color. I'm doing double strand, doing it on a size 13 needle, and it's just a super easy waffle stitch pattern, and it's going to be 32 by 32, so it'll work up. I mean, this is like one sitting of knitting, so it'll work up very quickly. But now I'm thinking this would make a great, I need to do a sample for the shop, and maybe something in some colors, maybe a self striping color yarn would be fun for this. But again, doing it double, big needle, nice and fast. So anyway, I can't say no. I can't say no to a grandma, and I can't say, it's really, really hard for me to say no to somebody that wants Christmas stockings done. I have a family that I pretty much, I don't do it as much, but if somebody really is like, oh, I really need to have this stocking done, it's for a new member of the family or new baby or whatever, and it's really hard for me to say no. I do have a family that I've been knitting Christmas stockings for like 25 years, that I told them, you're grandfathered in. As long as you continue to have more grandchildren and more marriages and you need more stockings, I will do that, but don't go out of my way. Don't advertise that I make Christmas stockings. It's just for those special people that I just can't say no to. So anyway, and I'm sure that you all have your go-to easy stitch that you do. I mean, this stitch, I don't think I have, they're all across the room, but I'm looking here. Here, maybe do I have one here? No, this is a little different stitch. Usually I'll always have one just like right. Actually, I do have one right here. It's just right here, and I'm going to grab it really fast. But I have a hat and a pair of mitts. Here we go. But this is my go-to stitch. So there we go. Waffle weave hat. And I've done this in all different weights. I've done all different yarns. I always love it in a multicolor. And then also mitts. These were this year's waffle weave mitts. And this was done in Noro Ricca. And then these were done in an alpaca bulky, chunky yarn. And with a fur trim on there. And you could either wear it like this, or most people, they put them on and they put it on like this. But I like it with the fur on the outside. But anyway, so that's the waffle weave. But that's my go-to, as you will you will learn. And oh, that's another thing that I'm supposed to tell you about too. So if you are finding that I might have something of interest to say to you, um, you might get a little something out of this. Please, please like this, and if you'd like to subscribe so that you can know when I have a show that's coming up, you can do that as well. But I will be putting the notes. You will have all the notes to everything that I have mentioned today, and yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go. I already did it once, but I want to perfect it a little bit. I'm going to go and show you how to do this thumb, and I will be putting that somewhere here in this video so that you can learn how to do this afterthought thumb. So much fun. I love to, and I didn't grab one with me. Well, you'll see it when I do the little video on this, and you can follow along with that. But anyway, so that is going to be it for me for today, for this the second episode, and I look forward to seeing you again. So you all take care and enjoy your knitting. Take care. Bye-bye.